channel once again. In this video, we are going to be answering these questions. We are going to be calculating these questions that we have over here in Power BI using the power of DAX. We are going to be writing explicit measures using time intelligence functions. In my previous video, I have introduced us what we mean by time intelligence functions, the several examples we have in Power BI, and their definition. In this video, we are going to be working with a demo. So I'm going to go to my Power BI desktop and start answering this question. In order to answer the question, we need to display some of these results in a table or a matrix. So what I'm going to do first is to have a matrix that I'm going to use to display my results. In this case, what I'm going to be doing is this. I'm going to have my month in rows and my year as column. So I'm going to put month name in rows and I'm going to have year in my columns. So we do that now, and I'm going to put my sales also in values. So this is a matrix visual. So we are going to have it shortly now. So now we have it 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. I don't need the total. So what I'm going to do is I come to my format and I come to subtotal and I switch it off because I'm not interested in it, and column total, I'm not interested in it for now. Okay, I can leave my row total, but I remove the column total. So now I have this. Now we can start with our work. So the first question we want to answer is sales LM, sales last month. So we are going to create a new measure and we are going to call the name of our measure sales LM. Remember in my previous video, or in one of my previous videos, where I talked about the calculate function. In this particular video on time intelligence function, we are going to be using calculate to modify the existing filter context and to have a new filter context that we want to use. In this case, again, we are using calculate to calculate our sales last month. So we have calculate. So we create a new measure. It brings out the formula bar for us. I have sales LM, which is sales last month, equals to calculate. Okay, then I put my expression because look at what DAX tells us. You can see it tells me that calculate has set an expression, a filter 1, filter 2, filter 3. So in this case, I'm going to have sales. Okay, and I put a comma and I put my filter. So my filter in this case is going to be previous month, because I need it to return values for the previous month. That is the new filter I'm using. And my filter, my previous month is asking me for what? Date. Anytime you are working with a time intelligence function and it is asking you for an input, an argument called dates, what you should use, the rule of thumb, is to use the calendar dates. Your dates column that you have already marked as a date. So we press enter. And we want to visualize the result of our work if it is correct. So what I do now is I have my sales last month appearing over here, and I need to check it to make sure I have the results in my visual. Now that I have my results, I check the box and we have sales LM appearing now. So we can now see that it is very correct. We can now see now that our 2014 is the same thing as this. 2014 February is the same thing as March 2014. And the same thing goes 2014 January, which is the start of our month. That is where our data starts from. We can see it is blank. Why is it blank? It is blank because in January 2014, there's no previous data for it. So it is not surprising that it is blank. So we can see now that we have our sales LM, which is sales last month, which is excellent. We go to the next calculation. We right click, click on new measure. And after doing that, we want to write sales last year. We need to calculate sales last year. So I create a new measure. I call it sales LY. Sales LY equals to calculate again our favorite calculate. Calculate, and I put my expression, which is sales. And I put my filter, which is going to be, remember in sales LM, we used previous months. In this case, I'm going to be using previous year. Like I told us, previous year is asking for dates as an input. So what I'm going to put is the calendar date, the calendar dates. And our year-end date, it's also asking for year-end date, but it's not compulsory to put this. What is the application of year-end date? Year-end date is used, especially for organizations that have fiscal year. So you don't want to start summing from what's it called? You don't want to start knowing the previous year sales from January. You want to start your year from, let's say, April or August. Then you have to start from year. That is the beginning of the year. So in this case, we assume our year starts from January. We are fine. Everything looks good. We are good to go. Everybody is happy. We press enter. So for us to visualize this, I think it's going to be better to use a table. Let's create a table that is going to have only year in the, and I have my year. And I have sales LY. I put my sales and sales LY, which is sales last year. Adjust the size of my table. We cannot see that our sales LY is actually correct. There is no previous year in 2014, and that is why we have it as blank. But in 2015, we can see we have the result of 2014. In 2016, we have the result of 2015, with 2017, result of 2016, which is exactly what I want and which is superb. We go to the next question. The next question is cumulative sales within a year. So there are two methods for calculating this, which I'm going to be showing us just one of the method. In my next video, I'm going to be comparing the two methods together and we see how to calculate that. So for sales, cumulative sales within a year, we are going to come over here, we right click, create a new measure. Create a new measure, we call it sales YTD, year to date. So it's going to give us cumulative and we call it total YTD. We can see we have total MTD, total YTD. If we check the definition of total YTD, it tells us that's what. Let us check it. Evaluate the specified expression over the interval, which begins on the first day of the year and ends within the last days in the specified dates column. So it's accepting an expression and a date column. So in this case, we are going to put sales, comma. Then what do we do next? We do the calendar date. And that's all we need. In this case, we don't need any filter. We press enter. Everything looks good. We are happy. Everybody is happy. It gives us the correct formula, and that is time intelligence function for us. We just need to write one function. It gives us the results. Okay. So now I have my sales YTD as a new measure, and I want it to appear here. So I can just remove my sales LM so that we create space for it. And I have sales YTD. we can now see that our sales YTD now, we can see January, we have the same thing, but in February here, it is the sum of January and February. March, sales YTD is January, February, March, and so on and so forth. We can see now that that is sales YTD. We can see now that in December, it is going to be equal to the total of the sales within the whole year. And that is how sales YTD works. It gives us the cumulative dates. We should take note that it works within the filter context that you are using at the current time, which is based on months, which means that if I have quarter over here, it is going to give me the cumulative of each quarter. So it is going to sum the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. And that is all about that for cumulative, for total YTD. And that is how it works. That is how it works. We have our cumulative, everything looks good, we are happy. So that is how total YTD works. And I'm going to stop this video for now. In my next video, we are going to be answering question 3, 4, and 5. Thank you for watching.